Darwin Núñez inside 4 minutes.
Mourinho. Martinez challenge just outside the box. Rising right, what a save by Ter Stegen.
Good afternoon. A very lovely afternoon to you. Welcome. This is Game Plan on 99.7 Joy FM with me, Fentuo, Tahiru Fentuo, as your host, of course. And this show is live and interactive. That's right. On social media, of course. We are streaming on Twitter Spaces. We are on, of course, from now till 3 p.m. digesting the biggest issues from the world of sports. And it's one of those things that, you've been looking forward to it. You've been looking forward to it. And we're here. Quite a lot has happened this weekend. And there's quite a lot to talk about as far as that's concerned. So where do we start? I'm going to tell you. The beginning of a new era at the GFA, or more like the continuation of the old. It's a new term for Ket Okreku and a new executive. For some, a second term. For others, of course, a continuation of their first term. That happened in Tamale. New executive committee or council members elected. Ket Okreku elected for a second term despite all the legal issues. And while they were in Tamale, there was a demonstration behind his back. All that happening over the course of a 48-hour period. What are the legal implications of what happened? Or should we just forget it and move on? There's that to come on the show. All right, of course, there's also the whole issue of Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp calling for a replay of their game with Tottenham Hotspur. The PGMOL finally released the audio conversation between the referees or the officials that led to the cancellation or the disallowance, if you like, of the goal that Diaz scored against Spurs. It was a perfectly legal goal. It was wrongly ruled out for offside. Created lots of controversy. Now Jurgen Klopp says he thinks there should be a replay of the match. What do you think? We will look at the implications of his score and see whether there is sense in that or he's just being ridiculous. Manchester United are breaking all kinds of records. The worst start to a season in the Champions League, in the Premier League. The worst goals conceded in the start of a Premier League season. Erik ten Hag is just breaking records. All kinds of records. And they are not good records. So what's going on with Man United? Can they arrest the situation anytime soon? Or should you expect a bit more bad results to come? Alright, so there's that to come as well. There's action in the Ghana Premier League and in the Premier League as well, the English Premier League. We will talk about that too. The rest of the Champions League games, some very fascinating results. Arsenal also lost. And the biggest result of the round, Newcastle United absolutely schooling Paris Saint-Germain. I'm not sure lots of people saw that coming, but it happened and it was unbelievable. Newcastle United sent Tyneside into absolute delirium, and the performance was one for the ages.
And this is Isaac, it's a great save, comes back to Almiron, and Newcastle United lead. Euphoria for the Newcastle United fans. They're pinching themselves.
Yep, they couldn't believe it. They were dreaming, pinching themselves, trying to get themselves to wake up from what looked like Really sweet dream, except it wasn't a dream. It was reality. 4-1 victory against Newcastle United, against Paris Saint-Germain, beg your pardon. Not many people would have predicted that scoreline. And trust me, Kylian Mbappe was on the pitch. Dembele was on the pitch. Kolomwani was on the pitch. And somehow, Newcastle still found a way past them. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 goals that they had to pick from the back of the net. It was an unbelievable performance as far as that's concerned. So there's a lot of issues to digest here on the show. It's live and interactive, like I said. It's streaming on Twitter Spaces, on YouTube as well. You can also join us on WhatsApp if you prefer that platform. It's 055 1111997. 055 1111997. My guests, of course, are here on the show. And Sitsofe Philip Atsirim is here with us. Yo, my guy. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. What's going on, brother? What's going on?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
About the week. So yeah.
From
GFA to Champions League to what is coming up this week.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot. Listen. You're a big fan of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yep.
There's a big story involving him this week again. What's the story?
Plenty stories around him. Which one are you looking for?
I'm looking for the one that's not so good.
Well, there's a new case the case has been reopened on investigation over his alleged rape case from a decade ago.
Was it a decade? Wasn't it even more than a decade ago?
Over a decade ago. You know, so
we like they get chopped the money finish.
I mean, they settle. They got some the money finished. You want resettlement. This case that them pull them out some time ago and things, but he ain't going anywhere. He ain't going.
Daniel Koranteng is also here. Daniel, you overdress. I don't understand. I have to bring Nathaniel Actor in to assess your outfit because he get the military lines, the team for the rights. What's going on?
You want military maker? They come.
You go see. Fent. You go see them. We dey here, no. Then they will come around here.
Danny K, are you alright?
Danny, what you do this man way day or what?
Danny K, are you okay?
No, the dress now. You see, I'm celebrating World Cup 2030 because Daddy will be there.
Right. Ronaldo will be at World Cup 2030.
Oh, Daddy will be there.
Yeah. Playing for which country?
Whether you like it or not.
Playing for which country? Saudi Arabia.
You can sack your captain, but Portugal they can't sack their captain.
He'll be playing for Saudi Arabia.
Oga, he's captaining Portugal to 2030.
You know how old Ronaldo will be in 2030?
So what?
2026 gone by.
You are looking at the age. You are not looking at the fitness.
You look at the machine.
How old would Ronaldo even be in 2026?
Only 45. What? 2026?
Yes.
Oh, that would be 41.
How old is he now?
38. Only 38.
So in 3 years.
Yes, 41 quick.
And Ronaldo will play in the US.
He's playing with Ronaldo Jr. in the same Portuguese team.
I'm telling you,
Cristiano Jr. will be 20 years.
The time Roger Mila go this in a chop hour.
No, 41 or something.
That was 42. That was it be football.
That be 42.
Yeah,
that was football.
I beg. Sicho.
Football.
Now you bought matter for here. I beg you. We are Africans. We have our own way of.
That's right. Daniel, welcome to the show. Thank you. Madman. Muftawu Nabila Abdullah is here. Muftawu has been very busy.
Very.
You what?
Very busy.
Muftawu, I have a problem with you.
Thank you.
Problem with me.
Chicho, take your problem with him.
Let's fight here.
See,
Nabila has been covering the GFA election. That's all the filler.
You see,
all the underhand dealings.
You see my tweet the last time.
Yes.
Right now, I reserve a lot of my thoughts for
the show.
This show. Sports zone and game plan.
And then Sitcho spaces, Sitcho take.
So that people will look forward to it. You the every feel like that, no.
That's a good one.
Thread.
You do thread.
Yes, right now, why should people come and listen to you on the same matter?
Because there are lots of stuff I've not seen.
Fantastic.
Yes. Mr. Nathaniel Actor is here as well. Now,
Charlie, what happened?
All right. You're right.
Nice and easy.
You and Daniel overdressed for the show.
Oh no. Talk Daniel you matter. Me are the.
Can you wear yellow? Daniel to wear yellow. Muftawu to wear yellow. Sitcho be like
you the standard.
Charlie, me I dey go pray. So me I know.
Now shed this one. It be like the one we go pick for Cantamanto. If you see it dress.
Guys,
This
welcome to the show.
pressure. Thank you.
There's a lot to talk about, and Nat, I'm glad you are here because we have a thought leadership program coming up on Monday as well.
Very well.
And Sitsofe will love this because we're discussing the Saudi example of how we can use football. We can rebuild our football economy.
But do we have $17 billion?
That's another question. Please.
It will be answered on the day.
That's right. We'll talk about the ideas first, okay? Then we'll look for the money. But you see, I want to start from here because this is a very interesting matter. All right. Okay. So take a listen. This is a Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp.
I can say immediately, even probably some people don't want me that to say, but not as a manager of Liverpool so much, more as a football person, I think the outcome should be a replay. That's how it is. Probably will not happen. The argument against that will probably be if we open that gate, then everybody will ask for it. I think the situation is that unprecedented that it didn't happen before. It would happen again. I think a replay would be the right thing to do, or the ref has the opportunity to bring both coaches together and say, sorry, we made a mistake, but we can sort it. Let Liverpool score a goal and we start from there.
Midway through.
Okay, so Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp says he has 3 ideas for what could happen with their game against Tottenham Hotspur. We know the audio has been released, and if you haven't watched the audio, it's damning. He basically has the VAR official admitting that they got the decision wrong. The video replay machine operator was the one that pointed it out. The VAR official admitted that they got it wrong, but he said the game had restarted and there was nothing he could do about it, and he repeated it several times. In fact, the replay operator kept telling him he wanted them to delay the replay. So it was a moment of confusion. What happened was the VAR official actually thought that a goal had been given and they were checking to see whether the goal was offside. He didn't know that it was an offside that was given, and now they were checking to see whether the goal, the offside should stand or it should be cancelled. So he got confused. So once the replay started, he thought a goal had been awarded and the game had replayed. And so the referee says, good job, boys. And then he also says, good job. Moments later, the VAR replay operator realized that the on-field decision was actually offside and that they should have told the referee to overturn the decision and give the goal. But the VAR official says, nah, the game has restarted. There's nothing he could do. And that was what happened. So in the end, they didn't stop the game. It went on, and of course, Liverpool lost the match, as we know now. Klopp says, 1, they have to replay the game. 2, if they don't replay the game, they have to revise the protocol, which the PGMOL, that is the governing body for referees, has said they would do. And Klopp is suggesting 2 things. He says, 1, even if they don't replay the Liverpool game, in the future, if something like this happens, they have to replay the match, even if that doesn't mean the Liverpool match. Or, number 2, call the referee, the referee should call the players, the captains, call the managers, come and then tell them we've made an error, we've messed up, and then on that occasion, they would then allow the team that's been cheated, in this case Liverpool, to score a goal, an open goal, and then they continue from there. Those are your Klopp's 2 suggestions in a case like this.
Okay.
Nat.
Okay, so let's the chefs say we should let it simmer. So as it is simmer, make we just run over what we will do Monday evening time.
Because you have to run.
Very, very well, yes.
So I will come back to Sitsofe Daniel on this matter.
Yeah.
But Nat, because you have to go on Monday, we have a thought leadership program. Tell us what that's all about.
Well, Joy Sports has also positioned itself to be in pole position when it comes to thought leadership. And so if you look across our platforms, we are very heavy on analysis. We're very heavy on breaking down the everyday stories and the stories that we break, that the people who are at the receiving end of all the action, all the results, all the controversies, all the high moments, are able to immerse themselves in whatever is being done so that they can also run along with us. Now, over the period, we've also realized that there are major areas of our sports development that need extra attention. So we want to go a notch higher in bringing industry specialists and experts who can give us solutions as to how we can solve some of our problems. Now, you do remember that a couple of months ago, specifically in the first week of August, we held one of them which dealt with the fans in the stands and filling our stands in the GPL. Now, we gave it a completely different approach, which was to use the scientific approach, to use, research to come, to bring together what is the real cause or the root cause of the problem. So we've put together a paper. It's ready and available to be presented to the Ghana FA. We're very glad about that milestone because we were not just telling people things that we're assuming. Because there are many times that this is very scientific. In many times you see people, they listen to gossip here and then they say, "Oh, Sanko for women fiomo." But this is tangible. This is proper evidence. So we're glad about that milestone. Now moving forward, we're taking a very big learning from Saudi Arabia and their football market. Now, we are in no way suggesting that we want to emulate the example because we have the resources. We do not have that financial muscle. But what is important here is that there was planning. There were a set of people who had the foresight. They made projections and they followed the plan and sustained it. And that is what has resulted in getting big names like Cristiano Ronaldo, Sadio Mane, and all the host of others in their league, which is drawing so much in terms of revenue from various angles. So this Monday, from we're arriving at 6 p.m. at the Labadi Beach Hotel. We're bringing industry specialists together. Now, Dr. Daniel Macaulay, we all know him as Magdan, but Magdan has an arm of his business where he's focusing very heavily on social responsibility. One of them is the fact that the massive investments are being made in football infrastructure. So Dr. Daniel Macaulay of Magdan has two ways in which he's supporting football, which is he has grown 2 community football products and is investing in infrastructure. As we speak, the count of standard AstroTurf pitches is about around 3. There are 2 of them which are still in construction, which will be commissioned soon. And so he comes there to give us the perspective of an investor and what is informing the investor in a market like ours. Away from that as well, we'll speak to Neil Armstrong Motagbe, who has a wealth of experience when it comes to the marketing communication end of things. Now, he has great experience from training football minds all over the African continent as a FIFA instructor. He has been at the helm of administration of Ghana's oldest existing football club as well, and he's been with the fans as well. So he's coming there with different edges of the sword when it comes to his knowledge. And then also would speak to Professor Robert Hinson, whom we all refer to as Professor Bob Hinson. Now, in terms of the academia and training minds in the business space or the business development space, this man is an authority.
He's a thought leader.
And so we want him to also bring that perspective of where the investor is placing his mind regarding the kind of foundation we're laying and how ready the investor is or willing the investor is to come and put their money here in our football market. Is it viable? Is it something that you should even think about? Looking at the current structure we have.
Ourselves?
Exactly my point. Away from that as well, Gary Al Smith, who is one of us, will be looking
correspondent.
We'll also be bringing contributions from the point of view of the fan, the journalists, the people who sit back, watch what is happening aesthetically.
The stories that
appealing, and what it is that we are also looking for from our end.
That's a very rich panel.
Away from that as well, we have a guest list that is very rich as well, because there are people from the business space, organized, associations, professional associations. All of these people are consumers of the football product. And when it works well...
Including people from the Saudi embassy.
Very well. And these are all people who are, at the receiving end of all of this. And once they are part of it, we know that we're going to have a wonderful conversation.
And this is live
on both Joy 99.7 FM and
Joy News
Channel
from 6 p.m.
We're all there at Labadi Beach Hotel. We'd like to say a very big thank you to our friends at Labadi Beach Hotel for the massive support.
Absolutely.
But before I go, coming to the Liverpool matter.
Yeah.
Now, we got to this point, last weekend. We looked at the incident, the replays, the reactions, not only from the affected, which is the Liverpool faithful and the Liverpool family, but then you're looking at all of this from the point of view of the human element of our game, which is something that former FIFA president Sepp Blatter always kept talking about. The reason why he was against the introduction of the VAR. Now, we introduce a VAR which is supposed to make our game close to perfect.
Yes.
Or the definition of the word perfect. Because in the past, we have had very, very regrettable incidents. For instance, the very famous or infamous Hand of God incident by the legendary Diego Armando Maradona.
Should have been overruled.
That goal that denied Ireland a place at the FIFA World Cup because France. Yes. Because Thierry Henry just tapped the ball in. Years later, made a passing comment about it, poked a bit of fun and said, yeah, well, I did it. All of these were supposed to be addressed by the introduction of the VAR. When VAR came, we saw how effective it was. Disruptions in the fluid nature of the game and all of that is fine. But then it brought some solutions. There have been incidents in the past. We do know of good old Jurgen Klopp, we all know of Pep Guardiola, who has also had his moments with VAR and his disagreements with VAR and some of the decisions that have been taken. But then we all are reminded of the fact that behind all of those elements of technology are human minds and human hands, and there will be incidents. Now, what I want to look at or focus on is what we in this side of the world, or we in Ghana, who are fighting very hard with our thought leadership, with our whatever, to make sure that we aspire to that greatness and aspire to that big product that the English Premier League has. What are the learnings? That this is going to provide a ground for testing the current laws in England. It is going to provide a ground for testing the current laws, because from the body language of Klopp, you do realize that this is not a matter that will be left to or will be swept under the carpet that easily.
To credit to Liverpool.
Yes.
Listen, if it wasn't for Liverpool, we probably would have swept this matter under the carpet.
Thank you. And you see, it is important for me. I support Jurgen Klopp 300%. I want him to pursue this matter to its end, so that we see how the football ecosystem will respond to it. And you see, the kind of learning that it provides for all of us in all other football markets becomes very key. For a country like us, who haven't even gotten to the stage where we're going to apply the use of VAR across all of our leagues and all of that, it becomes a very big point of learning for us.
Very well.
Away from that as well, finally, is that, especially for us who are very critical of what we have here, let us all be reminded that even with these incidents and all of that, there is a certain level of tact, if I may put it that way, that is being applied in giving the feedback.
So you're saying that we're usually very, very much too hard on our referees.
Thank you very much.
I think that's where you're going.
You're
saying that England
not too hard, not on our referees, but the system generally, and the product which we're trying to grow. Because you see, in England, the unwritten rule is, listen, this is what bloody feeds all of us. Don't get it twisted and go, you make a comment, okay, referee didn't do well, okay, I feel it one, I feel it two, Agbina. In here, coaches can go to the extent of saying blood will flow and things.
Or that somebody that's going to collect money. But to be fair, in Liverpool's statement, they did suggest that something untoward had happened. They said what happened compromises the integrity of the game.
Which is right.
It was a suggestion that...
Which is right. Which is right. So it is important that Liverpool fights to the end and we see what happens. So
we
that
could
it
all
becomes-
benefit from the incident. Is what you're
Exactly.
saying.
So that we could all benefit, and then it could generally make all of us a better lot when it comes to the lovely
very
game
well.
of football.
Nat, you couldn't have put it any better. Thank you, Nathaniel Arthur, with his thoughts on that. Sitcho, let me come to you. It's a very complicated matter. People have had their opinion. In fact, somebody said, why are Liverpool crying so much? Because this has happened so many times. And Liverpool, Joachim Klopp, and all of the Liverpool legends have always insisted that this is a unique circumstance. How is this unique? Why? I want to understand it. How is it unique?
Okay.
How is it different from all the other VAR decisions that have been had wrong?
I think, I mean, Liverpool fans, the Liverpool manager, Liverpool legends shouldn't own the poor decision. Almost every Premier League club has suffered from poor VAR decisions. The extent and the degree of it might be different. And this Liverpool case is peculiar. You know,
How so?
Yeah, barely have we seen. And you see, the reason why this makes it peculiar is Liverpool have gone on to request for the audio has come as being public, and that's what makes it matter worse. The fact that the referees quickly realized they had made a mistake and they were not bold enough to hold the game and take the most decisive decision in sports, in our sports or football, was shocking, because the most important thing in the game is football. It's goal scoring. So once they realized
accuracy of the decision.
Yes. So once they realized that there was a mistake there, they really should have held that in the split second. Because it wasn't long after the ball had been kicked that they realized they could have easily paused it. Easily. And if they paused it and had to take the offside again, they could have taken that indirect free kick again. Now, the thing is, and I can understand why Jurgen Klopp would be furious. This is a team that has lost the Premier League twice with
By the
1
finest of
point
margins.
shy. And they've gone away to Spurs and they've lost 3 points. At the time that goal was scored, the face of the game completely changed, because Liverpool would have been leading by a goal to 0, even though they were a man down. So the dynamics of the game could have been different. Yeah. And by the very fault of the officials, this goal wasn't given. First off, I blame all the Premier League clubs, because ahead of the season, they had an opportunity of having UEFA and FIFA's well-tested, semi-automated offside system.
Yes.
All 20 Premier League clubs voted against having it, probably because it was going to take some more money from the pool, because all clubs must pay money for that technology to be implemented. Now, VAR is in Italy, VAR is in Spain, VAR is in France. Why is it that almost every weekend the more disappointing decisions made by referees come from England?
Yeah.
So it's got to be something to do with the quality of referees they are churning out, or how they interpret their VAR protocols. Because in this instance, it was a clear lack of communication and also a protocol gap. Because the referee was right. By the letter of the law, once the game had changed phase, and the game changing phase was deciding it's an offside and it being kicked, they couldn't have gone back to reverse the decision. That is by the law. And the referee, the center referee, or the VAR referee at the time, was very right that even though the decision was wrong, once they had restarted the game, the wrong decision was gone and was buried. The problem wasn't that they went on to play. The problem was that they didn't get the decision, which was so obvious that it was a goal right. And that is where...
And that is where my issue is.
Yeah.
It's another instance of VAR getting it wrong. So what makes it so unique?
You see,
No, but it's human beings who are behind the VAR.
I get it. I know.
It's the human beings who made a mistake.
No, but
I know.
but when,
and the same as
Yeah.
every other VAR decision.
so what I'm saying is, so every other VAR decision that goes against a club, I mean, every club determines how huge that decision is to them. You can't say because the flag was up and the referee blew it and VAR checked and no. But what makes Liverpool's case worse is the audio that came out, and that has thrown a very bright light on how poorly the on-field referee and the VAR communicated. Because if I am the assistant, and nobody's talking about assistant referee, if I am the assistant referee as well, and he raised the flag for an offside, and that has been given, and they are telling the assistant referee and the center referee that no, there is a mistake somewhere, they should be bold enough to have done something. But like I say, by the protocol,
From the audio,
yeah,
did they tell the referee they had made that mistake? They didn't. It
They
was
did.
the VAR. No,
they did.
They tell the fourth official.
no, they didn't tell the referee.
They told the referee every single communication that goes through, all of them here, the referee had it.
No, they address them. They address them.
Yes.
VAR,
So it says
the
Oli.
VAR head
Yes.
was talking to the fourth official.
Yes. Who is
Then
Oli?
Then the
Yes.
fourth official says the game has already gone on.
Gone on.
I can't do anything about
When
it.
the VAR referee
at that
told-
point, the referee didn't
When
know. what-
the referee told when the VAR referee told the referee that it was good,
She said check
So,
complete.
check
And he said,
complete.
well done, boys.
It was
And he
good.
continued. He didn't
Yes.
do anything after that. Too.
He didn't
Yes.
do anything after that.
okay, so the center referee didn't hear anything
No,
after that. It was the fourth official.
Yes.
Again, that becomes a VAR protocol because the VAR doesn't have the final authority.
Yeah.
The VAR doesn't have the final
That's the
authority.
point. Good
Now,
point.
the fact that the VAR realized that he had made a mistake and the information wasn't passed through to the center man is the biggest VAR protocol.
So
mistake.
so the VAR official
Should have.
made the call
Yes.
to not tell the referee or stop the game.
It should have told the referee decides. Because it's the referee's call in the end. That is what the VAR is the referee's call in the end.
re-referee
Yes,
again.
it's the referee's call in the end. Are you following? So if the VAR referee told the referee,
so that should be the protocol.
that should be the protocol. The referee should know everything that happened, and the referee should decide. Hang on. Okay, hold on. What are you saying again? Was that a goal? Let me have a look. The referee then can go to them, even though it's an offside, because of the peculiar nature of this. The referee could have gone to the screen, come back, do the TV sign,
even though
and say,
even though the game was on, so he could have
Because-
waited for a free kick or
Yes.
a throw in at the next opportunity to stop the game.
because teams have played football, final whistle has been blown. Teams are working, players are working.
And they've gone in and
They've
changed.
gone in and they've gone
taken a
back to
shower.
come in for the rest do finish a penalty. So what is the and that is what Liverpool feel like? No, the protocol is wrong. So yeah, I get it, but it's a peculiar English Premier League problem
I agree.
that they most often do get these decisions wrong. The referee.
That's a very interesting take, Sisio. Fantastic. Daniel, I don't know where you want to take it from, but I'm interested in the change in protocol or even the request for a replay and what the consequences of such an action would be.
Again, look, I'm happy Sitsofe mentioned the fact that the Premier League clubs opted against the new
The
technology.
semi-automated offside.
This is, I don't think it's harsh to say it serves them right, because at the end of last season, when the review was done, there were concerns from the Premier League clubs that by the time this season starts, the current technology that the Premier League in particular are using will be out of date. So they knew that. It could create problems. But, and as he suggested, maybe the extra money that they would have had to pay was the problem. And there's no league richer than the Premier League. La Liga have adopted it. Premier League has more money than them. Serie A has adopted it. So they are investing money from the little that they have to perfect their decisions. And the Premier League, just because of the extra, don't want to do that. But okay, fine, that's a side issue. Now to the peculiarity of the Liverpool decision. Look, it's completely different. I don't think we've seen something like this before. It is
Like
not
a
like
wrong VAR decision.
yeah, it is not like. First of
No,
all,
not the wrong
offside
VAR
calls
decision, but
are
probably-
factual.
Yeah.
Okay.
The audio.
First of all, offside calls are factual. They are not down to interpretation.
No.
So it is not like it looked like they were level and then the lines were drawn and the line said that it is offside or it's not offside. Do you get me? It's not like Garnacho's incident where lines were drawn and the referee or the VAR said it is offside. It's not like the Lukaku one where the lines were drawn and they said it was offside. But on the naked eye, it looks close. Some people will say it is on. Some people will say it is off. It's not down to interpretation. It is factual. This time around, the VAR thought the goal had been given.
Yes.
That was
That was the main issue.
yes. So the initial statement from the PGMOL, they said there was a lack of focus. So the VAR, first of all, is supposed to be following what is happening in the game. So when the referee says that offside check, and he goes to his PC and he checks it, and he sees that yes, the lines are correct, and he says yes, you are right. That fault is from the VAR. I don't blame the referee for that, because he should be following what is happening.
Because he thought a goal had been
He
given.
thought the goal had been given,
And the referee just wanted to see whether it
was offside or not, whether it was correct.
So
or not.
when
Liverpool
the-
didn't even celebrate it.
And then after that happened, and I think that's where the problem is. After that happened, if you look at the time difference between when he gave the okay and when
realized
his
that.
assistant told him that wait, they were actually asking us to check if it was, because the goal had been ruled out.
Yeah.
So what we've done is wrong. It won't reach 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So when he realized that and he communicated to the fourth official, nothing had happened in the game. It was literally like a restart.
The VAR.
The ball.
That's where the problem is.
Exactly.
And you know what? It wasn't even an assistant, though. It was the guy operating the replay machine. He's not even a referee.
Exactly. You see,
He probably could be. He probably could be the assistant
no,
VAR.
the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a team, but we're
Yeah.
saying that he wasn't technically a designated
The
referee.
referee, yeah.
His job was to do the replay and draw lines.
Yeah. But you see, that's where I lean towards what Sitsofe was saying. Look, at that particular point in time, you shouldn't be talking to the fourth official. Once you've told the fourth official that, look, we've messed up, we didn't understand what the referee said, just tell the referee.
Quick.
Just tell him. And when you tell him, whatever happens is now on his neck. If he says he will not restart
in
it,
truth,
that's them.
What
fourth
if the
official is
what
right.
if the protocol is to communicate to the fourth official to get it to the central referee?
That's another
No,
issue.
for this issue, I don't even think there's a protocol for it. It doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen.
And that is
at
why they
all.
were all confused. But you see,
Yeah.
telling the fourth official was right, thinking about it, he has no authority of stopping the game.
Yes.
The fourth official, when he said he couldn't do anything about
can't
it,
do
that's
anything.
right.
You see,
So there's a
my
lapse
point,
in
yeah.
protocol.
My
Yeah.
point is not what should the fourth official. The fourth official is not the referee.
He can't stop the game.
But once you've told him, and we all know this is a major mess up, tell the referee.
Yeah.
When you tell the referee, whatever decision he takes, when the audio and everything comes out, we know that the referee knew and he decided that he would not call it. That is different. Now, for the replay thing, forget it. It won't happen. It won't happen. And it is sad. It is sad and it's painful because Sitsofe has gone through the nitty-gritties of it. Look, they've lost the league twice by 1 point.
One of it by centimeter. The one they lost the goal.
John Stones.
Yes.
Look,
By
it is
centimeter.
painful. But as for the replay, it won't happen. But this is a huge lesson too. And I'm not going to put it on the doorstep of just the Premier League referees and their VAR. The teams also. When you have an opportunity to change something, it doesn't necessarily matter. And you see, I'll say this thing because we've seen the dishonesty across board. First game of the season, Onana jumps and punches somebody's face. They asked Ten Hag and he says he didn't see anything wrong with it. Then 2 games later, he goes to face Tottenham Hotspur. The ball hits Romero's hand and now he's complaining. If you are honest and you sit in a meeting and you know that, look, this thing, sometimes it benefits me, sometimes it benefits you. But the bottom line is, it's wrong.
The general referee is not good.
If we can change it, let us change it. Don't keep it and hope that it will go for you, or sometimes it will go against your opposition. And that's where my problem is. They had an opportunity. And you see, it's serious to the point that they voted against it to the point that it wasn't even part of the agenda when they were like, it's not like they went to it's not like when they went said no.
So it wasn't up for
It
discussion.
wasn't up
All
for
20
discussion.
said no.
So they bring a group of what are we going to discuss when we go to our congress or whatever.
Board.
Or then they cleared that issue before they even went to the. So it wasn't even part of the agenda to discuss, and that is serious because we saw the effectiveness and the speed with which the new technology or how it worked, well it worked at the World Cup. We saw how good it was. So Charlie, it is painful. The replay it won't happen. But again, fact of the matter is that for opposition fans who are jumping on this thing, it has happened to all of us. This thing hasn't happened to anybody before. It is a very different situation. It is very, very, very different. So I understand
How
why.
different is it that you've scored a goal, a genuine goal, and they'll tell you it's not a genuine goal? It's an offside. Every club has benefited. Every club has suffered.
No club. No club has. Then he started by saying that offside is a fact.
It's a fact.
It's either off or not. Since VAR came, not many clubs can actually say
that we scored a goal and
they've
it was
scored
ruled
genuine goals which were not offside. No.
They'll just draw the line and say someone.
You can. No. I'm saying that is not factual. That is not factual. But the fact of the matter is, not many clubs can say that they scored goals that VAR has ruled off. In this case, the referees in the VAR room are confirming that they make the wrong call seconds after the game had restarted. It's a different case.
One of the things about football is a human factor. In as much as you are using systems to detect stuff for you, a loss in concentration can lead to many things. In this instance, it was probably a loss in concentration or communication gap.
Which shouldn't be happening.
Why shouldn't it happen?
Because multiple people are
in a human society, you can have millions of people and a mistake will go through all of you.
The last Sitsofe made the last point before.
Which is what has happened. That's why they are insisting on making changes.
Look, Sitsofe made a point before he came. He said, why is it that this thing happens almost every time there's a major VAR issue, it is always a Premier League. It's the way they interpret it. In fact, when you go to their Premier League rules of interpreting VAR, they say what clear and obvious error.
Yeah.
Now the definition of that thing, do you know what it means? For example, the Havertz penalty incident against Man U. When they asked the referee to explain what he saw,
Yes.
he says Casemiro and Wan-Bissaka came across Havertz and there was contact. That is what he saw. When they look at the replay and in that action they are coming across him, there was no contact.
Yeah.
They don't look for if there was contact after. Once the referee is right with what he saw, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the clear and obvious.
That's clear
So
and
the referee's
obvious.
interpretation.
So
of it.
if Casemiro used his elbow to punch Havertz when he was coming down, once the referee didn't see that, they have no authority to go and check that. You get it? If he says, I think I saw his elbow, and they check, okay, you are right. You saw his elbow. If you want to come and look at it again, come and look at it.
Yeah.
In the other leagues, it is to correct mistakes. So if you didn't see it in Italy, if I put my leg across and you choke me and I fall down, and the VAR sees that you choked me and I fell, then they ask the referee, Boga, did you see that the guy choked? He said, I didn't see anything. Boga, he has choked him. Come and look. You come and look.
That is true.
That's
no,
true.
that is true.
That's how they do it.
So the
But-
protocols are different.
Yes. So somebody was
So
making
even
this.
though if it is different, they've gone their way.
Look, I've forgotten the podcast I listened to him, but he said the Premier Leagues, the way they implement their VAR, it is to protect the referees.
Yeah.
To like rubber stamp the referee's decision on the pitch.
And that's why what's the percentage for referees going to the
Lower
screen?
than all
But
the other leagues.
Fentuo,
Because what you see
isn't that the
correct
main
by
reason
force.
why they've said the VAR will not re-referee the game?
VAR doesn't re-referee the game. The point then is
Because they are protecting their referees. They want the decisions of their referees to be
not
final.
not necessarily.
No,
No,
not
the referee
necessarily.
decision is final. If the referee is called to the screen, the referee still says, "All right,
I think this is
it's still a pen.
Yes, yes.
It's not a pen."
Yeah.
But when VAR is is not actually giving the referee the second look, the second option, the second opinion, like we see in other leagues.
Yeah.
The referee's first view with the referee's explanation could be said to be right,
Yeah.
which is not necessarily the case. So it's not really refereeing the
No.
VAR is not telling the referee to go and give a penalty. VAR is telling the referee to have a second look
a
at it.
second look at it. Yes.
Why is it that in England they almost this weekend will have a VAR incident?
Muftawu, just for the benefit of listeners, don't get it confused, because I've asked that question many times. How is this mistake different from all the other VAR mistakes? And it's important for you to understand why. And I just asked the question because I was looking for a very clear explanation. And let me just clarify again. It is not that the referees made a wrong decision. They made the right decision. They just made the right decision on the wrong incident. This is what happened, basically. So a goal is ruled offside. They're supposed to check whether it's indeed offside. They check and they realize that it is not offside. Then they get it confused, thinking that in fact a goal had been given and their job was to check whether it was offside. That's what happened, and that is completely different. So they actually did make the right decision. They checked and they realized he wasn't offside. But they were to check and confirm to the referee that indeed he wasn't offside because an offside was given. But they checked to confirm that he wasn't offside, thinking that indeed a goal had been given. And that was where the confusion was. And it's never happened before. And it's different, for example,
I don't know why people want to take away the human factor from.
You see,
this. They're
I
human.
think the other.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you
It's
something.
okay.
So
the
it's fine.
difference, the difference between finishing third and finishing second in the Premier League is about 50 million pounds, sometimes 30 million pounds.
So
No human error.
That can sign you a new player.
No human error should stop you from earning that much or
This is they are stretching it. Imagine Kotoko is in an FA Cup final against Hearts of Oak, and this thing happens. You can't sit there and say it's fine. It's fine.
The Kotoko has benefited from terrible officiating.
So it will be fine.
It will be normal.
Come and take this guy away.
All right, guys, thank you. So that's that. I don't know about you. Your opinion or your thoughts on this matter are welcome on 055-111-11997. This is Game Plan on 99.7 Joy FM and Hits 103.9 FM, brought to you by Betway and Peculiarities. We also are streaming live on Twitter Spaces, of course, and You can listen to us there as well. And on Twitter, you can leave us a message with the hashtag Game Plan. The hashtag is Game Plan. So that's that on the Liverpool matter. Your thoughts are welcome. 055 And on Twitter, use the hashtag Game Plan. They took the game away from 4 people and then put it in there. In fact, they said they wanted to limit the mistakes of 4 people. So the referee, the 2 assistants, and the 4th referee. And then they put in the hands of like 10 people who are still making mistakes. It's crazy, unbelievable. But it has happened, and the protocols will change. The MOL has promised that much. What that change in protocol would be remains for us to be seen. But what lessons can we draw from that? Does it mean that sometimes we should give our referees the benefit of the doubt? Maybe it's just a genuine mistake, instead of us always quick to shout, "Hey, Majiska, taking money." Muftawu seems to suggest that, yeah, there are people, mistakes happen, so let it be. And they do happen in England, involving 10 people. So if referee who has traveled 10 hours from Tamale to Kumasi to officiate again makes one mistake, our job is not to go and beat him and chase him and squeeze his balls like they did in BA. Alright, Peculiarities is here, of course. So is Betway. Betway is saying go for gold and bet risk free on the new season with Betway. You can use the golden booking code found on the Betway website to bet on selected match weeks and get 100% back as a free bet on any losses. You always get way more with Betway. So it's only Betway that gives you back your money after you lose a bet. No other betting platform does that. That's why we all love Betway. Terms and conditions apply. It's regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Betway gets way more. Peculiarities is helping you save some money and also save your engine. Every drop matters and every penny counts. Good quality fuel enhances your vehicle performance and reduces maintenance costs. So take no risk, reduce the number of visits to your mechanic. In terms like this, all you need is value for your money. Look no further, drive to the next Peculiarities fuel station, and it's of course your go-to fuel station for accurate quantity of high quality fuel. Be a happy customer, fill with smiles, drive more miles, and save more money. Peculiarities, your clean fuel in full quantity. Peculiarities, always a delightful experience. It's coming up to 10 minutes past the hour, 2 p.m. We are going all the way till 3. We have 50 more minutes to get into the other issues. Manchester United struggles in the Champions League. GFA elections, quite a lot from Tamale yesterday. All of that plus your messages as well on the show here on 99.7 Joy FM as well as Hits 103.9 FM. This is Game Plan. Don't touch the dial. We'll be right back.
Go for gold and bet risk-free on the new season with Betway. Use the golden booking code found on the Betway site to bet on selected match week and get 100% back as a free bet on any losses. You always get more with Betway. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18. Terms and conditions apply. Betway. Get way more.
Hi there. This is Lucy Quist, author of the book and convener of the conference, The Bold New Normal 2023. After a groundbreaking event last year, I am personally inviting you to this year's Mindset Shifting Conference. In addition to our seasoned speakers who will share invaluable insights, I will host the masterclass. Visit Lucy Quist on YouTube to view last year's sessions. Make a date with us at Pearly Gate Gardens in East Legon at 8 a.m. on the 21st of October 2023. We will start at 8 a.m. sharp. Visit lucyquist.com or Ego Tickets to purchase your in-person or virtual seats. You can also dial *713 *33 *52#. Come, let's take action to create our African prosperity together. See you.
The Multimedia Group, through Joy Sports and Joy Business, presents the last quarter sports thought leadership event under the theme Football Economy, repurposing our approach to development, the Saudi Arabian experience. Date Monday, October 9, 2023. Venue Labadi Beach Hotel. Time 6 p.m. prompt. This comes on the back of massive capital injection into the Saudi Arabian football market, with some very lucrative transfers led by that of the legendary Cristiano Ronaldo.
Breaking news, Cristiano Ronaldo has signed for Saudi side Al Nassr.
The football market in Ghana has some lessons to learn from this. What are they? Join us as we all find some big solutions and answers to these. Once again, it's open to all individuals and relevant bodies in the Ghana football value chain. This includes the Ghana FA, Certified Football Player Agents, the Ghana League Clubs Association, the PFAG, sponsors, supporters unions, the Sports Writers Association of Ghana, and retired as well as active footballers. Football Economy, repurposing our approach to development, the Saudi Arabia experience. On October 9, we'll be live on the Joy News channel and Joy 99.7 FM. This is a Joy Sports Thought Leadership and Joy Business initiative.
Joy 99.7 FM.
You're tuning into Game Plan, your most authoritative Friday afternoon show on radio. We are looking at some of the biggest sports stories of the week. Just gone by, we talked about the Thought Leadership Program that's happening at the Labadi Beach Hotel on Monday at 6 p.m. Joy FM bringing you another program, another Thought Leadership Program that looks at the business of sports and how we can learn from the Saudi example. Of course, we also talked about Jurgen Klopp's call for a replay of the Liverpool-Tottenham Hotspur match. We looked at all the angles, all the implications, and thoroughly discussed the audio that came out. I won the audio of the Lukaku disallowed offside goal. I bet there was somebody in the VAR saying that I don't think it's offside. I don't think it's offside. And then the fourth official says, it's offside. A decision is to be made. I can't do anything. The decision is to be made. I can't do anything. But you know, the audio actually opened our eyes to the kind of conversation that goes in, because the VAR, I think the video assistant referee, the replay operator, how many times did he ask the VAR official if he was satisfied with the image? Quite a number of times he kept asking him, are you satisfied with this? Are you okay with this? So it does mean that they do double check, triple check. So a mistake wasn't made there. For me, like in terms of the checking and all those, they did everything right. The mistake was they didn't know what they were checking for. In fact, their check was not in sync with the on-field decision. That was the problem. Anyway, welcome back. Betway and Petrosol are our proud sponsors here on the show. But let me tell you about Duroplast water tank as well. The only water storage tank with water level indicator to let you know the accurate water you have available. If it's 5,000 liters, it's 5,000 liters. You don't need to climb any water tank and hit the side of the tank to check the volume of water you have left. Don't do like Muftawu Nabila. Even he has changed his life. He bought the water tank. Alright, you can do same. 0242 818 874. 0242 818 874. Call them, Duroplast Limited. Call them on that number and order for water tank. They also deal in other plastic products, of course. PVC and HDPE pipes for all your plumbing needs. Water tank, what a tank! Remember, where Duroplast goes, water flows. And Africa's most prestigious awards event is here. The Emmys Men of the Year Award is the 8th edition. It's happening on Saturday, 14th October at the Grand Arena, Accra International Conference Center. Red carpet starts at 6 p.m. Joy FM, Joy Prime, Diaspora Affairs Office of the President of Ghana, Rhythms Africa, EY Ghana, and Labadi Beach Hotel are the proud partners. The sponsors are NLA 590 Mobile, Rocha Ghana, Go Energy, Flora Tissues, Udine, Divio Ghana, and Special Ice Water. And supported by Caveman Watches, Baggett Ghana, Ziopeski, Asilva Security, M Pedigree, Socialite, MC Bansi, Perfumes, and then Ambience by Talata, Lamborghini Energy Drinks, Garden Post, Think Home Luxury, and Prime Shades Limited. The media partners, of course, Joy FM, Joy Prime, and Amy Africa Magazine. So there is that. Of course, don't forget. You can show up there. Of course, I'm not sure. I know it's strictly by invitation, but if you're a big man, you get an invitation. All right, I've been to a couple of those big men, big men. Yeah, it's a great event. Okay, for more information, just call 020-201-8870. 020-201-8870. Where is the 8th Emmy Africa Awards, Inspiring Greatness? Kweku Asante, I'm not sure what he's doing here. He's disagreeing with Daniel Kransin. Or what is Kweku Asante doing here?
He's there. What's happening? What
is he doing? What team does he support?
Kweku Asante. Which team do you support? Barcelona.
Anyway.
They are investigating your club. Now they pay millions.
Don't worry, Muftawu. 05511119997. This is Game Plan. We are on till 3 p.m. We are switching now to the GFA issues. We'll talk about the Champions League matters as well very, very shortly. Brighton have been taught a lesson again. They're being taught lessons left, right, and centre.
How have they been taught lessons?
Please, they were hammered by 6 goals to 1.
No, they played the game yesterday.
Do I care? I remember the game from the weekend.
No, but if Aston Villa beats Brighton by that margin, it shouldn't be a surprise.
Why shouldn't it be?
Because of the style of playing, because of the way Aston Villa plays.
So Aston Villa the only team that plays like...
6.
No, hold on. Aston Villa the only team that plays like that.
Boga, when you meet them, beat them.
Beat them 6.
What kind of...
When they go to Old Trafford, Man United should beat them 6.
Beat them 6.
Aston Villa
versus Brighton.
No, let's stay with
Chelsea. That's the kind of scoreline that you...
I support Aston Villa.
Please.
Okay.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Chelsea. Are you Chelsea? I'm talking about Man U.
I don't understand the Chelsea example.
No, it's general.
Which of the Chelseas? Is it the one in Brekuma?
No, the Chelsea in London.
All right, guys. By the way, the CAF Champions League and Confed Cup draws were held today. So, Mid-MS Group and Dreams FC's group. Guys, let's go through that. Your messages are welcome. Also on Twitter, the hashtag is GamePlan. Daniel, just have a look at the groups while I read.
D.
That's where Mediama are.
Yeah, Group D.
Al Ali.
Group of death.
Yes. Al Ali. Belouizdad.
Al Ali are record champions.
Young Africans.
Belouizdad are from Algeria.
Young
Yanga
Africans. Yanga
are from Tanzania.
And then Midiama Sporting Club, Ghana.
See, this is why our clubs need to be doing well.
I spoke to the CEO of Yanga somewhere last year. Those people, what they are doing, it's okay.
No, you see, this is why our clubs
is
have to be doing well.
Yeah,
no, Senzo has moved to Botswana. It's not Botswana Premier League.
Yeah.
But I'm happy. You see, this is what our club should know. That for when they do well, it benefits everybody.
We all benefit.
We'll have an opportunity of having Ali.
They are coming to town.
The greatest African club.
The last time they were here was when Chelsea were in the...
Yes, coming to Ghana.
2006, yeah.
2006.
Yeah.
We'll have...
No. Chelsea was 2012. What's wrong with you?
No, Chelsea.
Chelsea did not play Ali.
No, they didn't play Ali.
You people, you are not serious. Al Ali topped the group. They beat them 4-1 in Egypt. Over here was 1-1. It was Al Ali in Brenkum Chelsea's group. Al Ali, Zamalek, and TP Mazembe. Who else was in there?
What was it?
Right. Your memory is short, pound.
But you pay check like you did.
Yes,
you will check
because the 1-1 scoreline he's talking about. I'm looking at Kotoko. The Kotoko scoreline, it was 1-1 here. And Kotoko went away and took 4-1.
I'm telling you that Brenkum Chelsea's group in 2012. Yeah. I even tweeted it recently. Didn't I tweet it a couple of days ago? It was Al Ali, Zamalek, and TP Mazembe.
I remember Mazembe. I remember Zamalek.
Al Ali were the only team to actually beat Brenkum Chelsea. It was one of the greatest performances I've seen from a Ghanaian team.
I remember Mazembe,
indeed, and to not qualify because
Chelsea did very well.
No, you're right.
They in fact, Al Ali was their last game of the group.
Yeah.
So by the time they played that last game, they were already out, and it ended in a 1-1 draw. Yeah. They opened their campaign, Brenkum Chelsea, with a thoroughly deserved 3-2 win against Zamalek. Okay. Then, of course, they went to Al Ali and took 4-1. Then they beat TP Mazembe as well. I think by 1-0. Then they drew 2-2 with Mazembe in
Congo.
In Congo. And they also drew 1-1 with Zamalek away.
Zamalek.
So
I remember the Zamalek.
Yeah,
I remember Zamalek and Mazembe.
So they were unbeaten
But I
in
think
2
you're
games
right,
against Zamalek. They were unbeaten in 2 games against TP Mazembe. And then they lost 4-1 to Al Ali. In fact, it was their failure to beat Al Ali at home that kind of cost them.
Cost them too, yeah.
Because they didn't lose at TP Mazembe. They didn't lose at Zamalek. They lost at Al Ali. And for me, I think that was probably their biggest undoing. Even if they had just won all 3 games at home, that would have been 9 points. And then the 2 draws would have given them 11. And they would have qualified. No, but they ended up with 9 points. And the 9 points came from 2 wins and 3 draws.
Yeah.
You see, and Mazembe, of course, Mazembe finished with 10 points. And then Al Ali topped the group and qualified. So
like I was saying, it's good when our clubs do well, because Ali will come to Ghana. Young Africans, I mean, one of the brightest emerging heavyweights will come to Ghana as well, and so that is what this whole thing is about.
Yeah.
Clubs competing on the continent. I tell you what, when you go to Scotland, when you go to Belarus, when you go to these unpopular, European Kazakhstan.
Thank you.
There are teams there. They are waiting for their teams to be drawn against Real Madrid, Barca, Man United, Chelsea, AC Milan and co, because they want the big boys to come to town.
Thank you.
It is the only time in the whole calendar year that they've got a chance to see Vinicius Junior, Lewandowski, Enzo Fernandez, Bruno Fernandes, whatever, Mo Salah.
You started at the top.
Rafael Leao, AC Milan. So this is what we need, and I'm happy that you've got a team that now. We wish them all the best. Hopefully they can go through.
DK, Comfort Cup, Dreams FC, where do they find themselves?
Rivers United FC, Nigeria. Club Africain, Tunisia.
Hard.
APC Lobito, Angola.
Oh,
no bad though.
It's not
so
bad.
Club Africain, Tunisia,
Yeah.
Rivers Nigeria.
Rivers, we know them. They are brothers.
Backyard.
And then what's the other team?
Lobito.
APC Lobito.
So an Angolan team.
Angola.
Yeah, a Tunisian team and a Nigerian team.
Charlie, go fit.
Can you see to
It's just one like that.
Can you study it? Can you do this? I guess I'll swap it.
Right. Guys, before we go to the other matters, let me read some messages. I've been asking people to send in their thoughts, so it's important to share them. Bedroom Pep Guardiola from La Paz says on Monday, you guys disappointed us. He's referring to, I'm sure, Sports Zone. You said you had technical issues, but you were able to tell her that dance and sing show at 10 p.m. Charlie, media, if you send me this message, I'll read it. We need an apology. Send us 1,000 Ghana cedis each for wasting our precious time. Don't waste time on. All right, cool. No problem. Thank you. That matter. In fact, this Monday will be there, right there. All right. Let's go to more messages. Bedroom Rodrigo Dipo from La Paz says, Chelsea and United get same points in the UCL this season. One team has already played 2 games. That's a good one. That's a very good one. Chelsea and Man United have the same number of points in the Champions League. One team has played 2 games. One doesn't even play in the competition. Interesting. This one says King Keto Kreku is the king of Cobra. No 2 ways about that. No explanation needed. Alipo from Ashaiman. I would need an explanation for that for sure. This is a message also from, and he says, okay, let me just hello, fans, about the VAR controversy. What if the incident had occurred in an AFCON final or a Champions League final or even a World Cup final? It's about time the officials had a serious look at VAR. That is Stanley in Achimota. That's
it's only happening if it's an English VAR.
I know, right? Kelly Ozil in Accra says, at the World Cup in Qatar, why didn't the referee check the screen when Salisu brought down Cristiano Ronaldo in Portugal's win over the Black Stars?
Because VAR confirmed it was a pen, as the referee had agreed, so you didn't have to go and check.
He's saying that he, from his subjective view, it wasn't, and he would have trusted it if the referee had gone to see it. Let's not take that away from him.
It was a quick pen.
Girls Prefect from Koforidia, she said that's his name or her name, I don't know. He says Jurgen Klopp should stop crying over spilled milk. What is done is done, and I don't agree that this is any different from all other mistakes we've seen in football. The only difference is that they decided to release the audio for this one. It's human error, and the only punishment is that the VAR referee should be sacked. In fact, they have been suspended already. Hi, Fent. Referees are made to be gods, and when they speak, nothing else. Players try drawing the attention of officials, and they seem not to listen. They should pay the price. To whom much is given, much is expected. Period. Replay is the way to go. Raul Clothings in Adidome, he sent in that message. I've got more messages here. This one says, sorry, Klopp. There's no way you're going to get replay. You benefited from poor officiating before, so keep mute. That's Kobe Mwenim from North Kaneshie. This message says, Fent, the administration is doing everything possible to hold a victory party in the United States. Funny world. Christian from Ashaman, he sent in that message. This message says, and this is from, okay, let me just go down to the bottom of your message. Okay, apologies for that. Here you go. And it's a long one. It's a mighty long one. That's why I had to go to the bottom. He says, all right, in 2022, Everton got a PGMOL apology after Rodri's handball was not given as a penalty. Everton lost 1-0, and Liverpool lost the title by 1 point because this handball decision was not given. Last season, Arsenal got 2 PGMOL apologies, which cost them 5 points. City won the league by 5 points. Man City have never received a PGMOL apology. Somehow, the horrible quality of refereeing in this league never affects them, but affects their direct title rivals a lot. So in the last 2 years, 3 apology-worthy mistakes have given 2 titles to Man City, the same team that has not been punished for FFP in 15 long years. You hear a lot of praise for City and Guardiola from pundits and ex-players, but if Klopp points out issues about FFP and VAR, he's said to be moaning or crying or whining and should move on. Interesting and quite an absurd logic. Evans, Komla, Duvo, Aristo.
He's a Liverpool fan.
He sent us that message. This one says, good afternoon, guys. The Premier League is not consistent with the rules of the game at all. Sometimes I do wonder if they do review after every season on referees. Ima from Pong sent that. And Nitojo from Newtown says, I hope the second term of Kess administration will change for the better. Ghana first. Let me take these messages from Twitter. This one is Benjamin Clinton. He says, Man, you cry, which planet do they come from? If you do online investment, they will spoil it. Team investment too, same old story. I wish Sheikh will advise himself. Please, I want an update on Georgia Free's CAS case. We are going there. Okay, Muftawu is here. Delali, our good friend, he says the center referee had the conversation. All the referees speak through same channel. So the center referee had the conversation. He just chose not to talk. Also, once the game has started, there was no way the referee could bring the game back. Interesting. More messages on Twitter. All right. A Captain brother. He says Chelsea has been suffering from the refs for years and none gets banned from officiating our matches, but just one at Liverpool and they've banned the ref. Interesting. Winfred, he says he's listening in Carnage. He says Liverpool should have just scored again. They should forget. They should be asking Matip why he scored at the wrong side instead. Interesting stuff. Luis said to Nam Sedofu, he says, my darling club Newcastle United is becoming a force in elite football. Away, Magpies, he says. And Nana Kwame, he says, if after October 25, then the tenure of the FA has ended without an election, without a president and exco, doesn't the laws of the FA provide a way out of the vacant position? I'm asking because of the injunction. Interesting. We'll get to a few more of your messages a little later. But time now to switch our attention to a very important matter. Of course, that took place in Tamale, which was where the GFA elections were held. Of course, ESCO members were elected. Ketekreku was confirmed for a second term. There are 2 applications for injunction on the elections currently. Of course, 3 of them. What's the third one? From
the third one was left directly on the president and executive council members.
From who?
From King Faisal.
King Faisal and George, just 2.
No.
Where's the third one?
King Faisal had one on the elections committee, stopping the process.
Yes.
That is on the Ghana Football Association.
Yes.
They did another one specifically for the president and his executive council.
So there are 2 injunctions from King Faisal.
King Faisal, yeah.
Oh, okay, then Georgia Free.
And Georgia Free.
So 3.
Interesting. And already I have seen a document making round that King Faisal, through their lawyer or the court, has cited the FA for contempt already. What's that about? Was there a hearing, a contempt hearing? How can they be?
No. There cannot be a contempt hearing. The thing is that if you want to maintain the status quo, you want everything to stay as it is. You've gone to the court. You've brought your matter to the court. But the person or the defendant goes ahead to organize his event that you are trying to stop. You can't just go to the court and tell them that you want the court to cite them for contempt of court because they've not heeded to the request that I've made.
That's if they were served an injunction.
They were duly served.
No, I'm saying based on your explanation.
Yes.
I mean,
that is if you are served. Yeah, if you are served.
Okay.
And if they were served, and then King Faisal have got every right. And in fact, as we speak, I remember yesterday I was on the phone with Samson Ladi Ayenini, and I also spoke to the lawyer of Georgia Free Plus, another lawyer who was part of the drafting of the GFA statutes, the previous statutes, just to have a clear understanding of all these things. And I remember Samson Ladi telling me that if indeed the Ghana Football Association were properly served by the plaintiffs and they decided to go ahead and organize the elections, their fate is dependent on the person who has taken the matter to the court. If the person says that I want the court to cite them for contempt, it means that criminal issues are coming up. But if they can get a person to take the matter out of court so that they will not be cited for contempt of court, then they are free to go. And if King Faisal has gone ahead to cite them for contempt of court, then we have a huge matter on our hands right now.
And of course, the whole issue of contempt, the whole issue of contempt is also dependent, of course, on whether the action of the defendants has embarrassed the court. So, for example, the King Faisal and Georgia Free have gone to court. A judge they've gone to apply for injunction. Now they've come to give the application to the GFA. They've served them. That's what it means. You've seen that they have applied for an injunction on the process. They have served you. They have notified you that we have gone to court to apply for an injunction on the process you are about to conduct. Here's the evidence. So then, a judge has fixed the date. The judge says he will hear our matter on October 12th. You have the evidence. We have served you. You have all that information. And you've ignored it and you've gone to do the election. When October 12th comes, the whole issue of the injunction application hearing is now moot.
Yes.
You get it? So the judge who has fixed the date to come and hear the matter, that date, right now, yawa. So you see, right now, so that's the point, because a judge has fixed the date, but you've gone ahead to do the elections, and now, of course, I think it's the responsibility of the plaintiff's lawyers to notify the judge that this whole injunction application is now moot, because we can't hear that matter anymore. Because what are you coming to injunct?
No, that is why they are going to file for contempt.
That's what I'm saying. So if it embarrasses the court.
It's not if it embarrasses the court.
It does.
It's not if. Because your decision to go ahead, you do not have the power to even go ahead and do that. That's the point. And that is why...
Technically, there's no injunction. So there's nothing
not
stopping
even technically. You. Okay, so
there's
this is it.
Stopping them, honestly.
So there is everything stopping them based on my conversation with the lawyers.
Okay. So they shouldn't have done it.
They shouldn't have done it.
Okay, now they've done it. Now
they've done it.
What are the consequences?
The consequences are that, one, if the court cites them, if the plaintiff decides to go to court and say that they are in contempt of court, they come to court.
Which has happened already with King Faisal, right?
There are 3 things. One, there's a prison sentence, a fine.
You're telling me that the elected official could go to prison?
Yes. Or both.
The contempt of court is a serious matter.
No, there's criminal and civil contempt. Those are 2 different things.
And in fact,
you can go to court.
This one is criminal.
This one is criminal.
This one is criminal.
Are you a lawyer?
And I'm telling you,
I mean, he's
I'm
done his
just
investigation.
transferring the knowledge of lawyers gave to me. That is all.
Okay, I'm listening.
That is all. That's what I'm saying.
Proceed.
Okay. So this is it. They say that the issue is more of a criminal one.
Okay.
One, if you knew very well that the court processes could delay your elections, you've got every right to go and apply to the court to hear your matter as early as possible, and the court will do it for you.
Okay.
If you did not take that route, but you decide that you go and organize your elections, it means that, one, like you mentioned, you've done what the court was supposed to do, so we don't have any other thing to do. And you do not have the power to determine what a court is supposed to do.
You know what the actual that is complete disregard for
It's
the
a complete-
injunction that you were. The
it's a
injunction that
complete
you were
disregard
said,
for the
complete
court.
disregard for it. And
So they say it's a criminal matter
Okay.
where, one, you will either go to prison, they will fine you, or they will fine you and imprison you.
Or both.
That's it, or both. And if you are going to prison, you are more of a convict.
X. Because you come out.
If you come out,
But you'll be
as-
convicted.
yes,
sure.
you'll be convicted.
Yeah.
And if you are convicted, you would not be able to hold any other position anywhere
But
in the country.
you mean an elected position?
An elected position.
Thank you.
And in fact,
my good friend,
but this-
hold on, because my good friend Prosper is still general.
oh, but
secretary.
he paid a fine.
He was convicted for 24 hours. You don't remember?
You
No.
went behind us.
No, this is the point. Your very good friend Prosper has said that. And in fact, I remember.
He and Shaker ex-convicts.
When said that Adamu was going everywhere that he cannot hold any position, he cannot hold, because I think it was a fine. They were asked to pay within a certain period. If you are not able to pay the money within that period,
yes,
you are going to jail.
and they paid a fine.
And they paid. They paid even by 12.
So it was a
noon.
fine or
It's a
Well,
fine
it's a fine.
or so
I'm finding that ruling.
yeah, go and find that ruling. And in fact, go to the FA website. The FA also released a statement on
Alright,
that matter.
very well.
But let's
Let's-
take it sequentially.
Yes, let's take
Let's take it sequentially. So we are all very much aware that the Ghana Football Association had 3 injunction issues on their table. So, like I mentioned, the GFA had every right to go to the court and tell them that we've realized that these processes are dragging. And by October 25, the tenure of this administration will expire.
Okay.
If it expires, what it means is that the GFA leadership positions will be vacant. And in fact, if you read, is it Article 37 of the GFA statutes, we talked about the Executive Council. The point 7 basically talks about if an Executive Council member is not available, that is, if he dies, he's not able to discharge his duties. What automatically
Does it
means
say
is that
if he works in Sudan?
do you know the GFA president is also an Executive Council member?
Yes, of course.
Yes. So if I say Executive Council member, the GFA president automatically is part.
Yeah.
So if it happens that the GFA, an Executive Council member, leaves his position vacant, the statutes have not made a room that if we are not able to organize elections before the tenure of a leader expires, it means that the position is going to be vacant. What they rather spoke about is the fact that if the person is not able to discharge his duties or if the person dies. You see, so where we are right now,
So there's a loophole.
there's a lacuna in there. And that lacuna is, I'm sure,
So
is what-
the current administration can use that to stay on, or another person can go and say leave.
or another person can go and say leave.
Yeah.
And the fact, and one of the things that the GFA actually were afraid of was the fact that if we are not able to organize the elections before October 25, anyone can just come. The football family, those who are not for us, because say, my friend, get out. This is not your office because your tenure has expired.
Very well. That's a very good point that you've made. So now we have established why the GFA is thinking in organizing the elections.
Can I just ask Muftawu one question?
Yes.
In the same principle with the Occupy, when we were occupying the Julobi's house, it was explained that application for injunction is not an injunction.
Yes.
Lawyers won't advise their clients to go ahead with what, but if you do it, you've not broken the law.
Yeah.
So if you do it, you've not broken the law. Why can the GFA be cited for contempt?
Okay, so this is it. In my conversation, you're just the example you mentioned. If a lawyer worth his salt will not advise his client to proceed because an injunction has been brought to you. A notice of injunction has been brought to you. And in fact, I spoke to Samson and I asked him this very question. And he said, many of those who were making such arguments, they've not been those who are actively practicing the law currently. If you're actively practicing the law, the very moment you are told that there's a notice of an injunction served on you, and he cited an example, and I'm going to use that analogy. He said, assuming Daniel is going to buy Kenke, Muftawu has gone to court to tell the court that the money Daniel is going to use to buy the Kenke is my money. Don't let him use the money to buy the Kenke. So the court has given me an opportunity to come and give you a letter that tells you that don't use the money to buy the Kenke because Muftawu says the money is his. And you decide to go and spend the money. If you go and spend the money, what the court will do is that the court will punish you for it. Because we told you to hold on. Don't use it, and you use it. He said another analogy. You have a car. I said the car is my car. But still, you've gone ahead to use the car and sport the car or sold the car. The court will punish you for it. That is why they are going to be punished for it. It is a criminal matter, and because you are doing something that is a flagrant disregard for the court. The court is the only institution that has got the power to determine whether you go ahead to do it or not. And let me just mention something pretty quick. Thank you. Something pretty quick.
Okay.
One of the things that Samson mentioned was that in as much as it is a criminal thing, they will not send the police to come and arrest you simply because it's a crime. But come to the court will let you understand that what you did is a flagrant disregard for the court, which makes it a crime. That is why you have been punished.
No problem. Having said that, that's very well explained then. Having said that, now we have the actual issues on the ground.
Yes.
The voting. Okay, and the parting. For me, this is my biggest issue. All right. The GFA would have 12 executive council members. 5 of them are from the Premier League, and the 5 that were elected to the Premier League ticket are Nano Drew Safo, he was in the previous one as well. Frederick Champon, he was in the previous one. Ransford Abbey, he was in the previous one. Kingsley Ose, Bonsu, and James Kwesi Appiah are the new ones in the Premier League. Kwesi Appiah.
Kingsley Ose Bonsu was there in the previous executive council.
The previous one as well. Yeah. Okay, cool. So only James Kwesi Appiah is the newest one.
The replacement is that in the previous one, Randy Abbey was on the ticket of a Division 1.
That's the issue.
Yes.
Okay, yes, that's true. Because Lions were in Division 1.
Yes, in Division 1. Then.
Very well. Very well. If you go to Division 1, there's 3 of them. Mercado retains his position as vice president. Gideon Fosu, Kosumbo, Crystal Palace, he's now joined them. Eugene Noble, Noel from Damport is also elected there. So our good friend and brother Samuel Enim Adu has been kicked out.
Oh,
kicked out of the GFE.
Anybody will call you.
He's probably listening. He's the Sammy, you have been kicked out.
But he released a very beautiful statement in the spirit of
but I'm sure, not to do the conspiracy theory, but I'm sure as of February this year, he knew he was not going to be there. Yeah. In fact, even last year.
Frederick Champon was on the ticket of Dreams FC. Now, Ashko. Now he's in the ESCO on the ticket of Dreams FC. Now, the biggest talking point was the voting pattern for Ket E.S. Okreku, who went on the post following the disqualification of George Afriye. It was up to the 120 Congress members to confirm him or reject him. Out of that, a whopping 117 people voted yes to confirm George Afriye. To confirm Ket Okreku. I beg your pardon. Please.
Calm down.
Slip of tongue. To confirm Ket E.S. Okreku, 2 people voted no, 1 abstained out of 120 people. It was an overwhelming endorsement for Ket Okreku's administration.
But you can also add that 4 people refused to go for the Congress. So.
No wahala. They are not serious. Let's talk about those who were there. 120 delegates were there. 117 of them all said, Ket,
Formal.
your boo. You understand?
4 more to do more.
Yes. 2 said, no, Ket, we don't want you. And 1 said, maybe I can't make up my mind. So I'm not going to go and vote. Now, Georgia Freya has been fighting hard to get on the ballot, believing that there is a majority of that 120 people who were ready to vote for him to make him the next GFA president. He believed it. They told him. He spoke to them. He did his groundwork. He's invested money. When they disqualified him, he says he's going to the court of arbitration for sport. He hasn't gone there, by the way. Somebody
has.
Have they received the documents?
Yes.
When?
I got an email from Cars yesterday confirming it.
How long did it take to get there? Fine, doesn't matter.
No, he started last week Friday.
No
it was sent via DHL. So.
No problem. So he has filed at the court of arbitration for sport and paid tens of thousands of euros for that.
You pay €1,000 to file.
When you go for the hearing, you pay more.
You pay up to 60,000.
Thank you very much. He's spending money there. He's gone to court. He's hired a lawyer, Saka Numbo. He's talking everywhere. He's collecting his retainer. All of this in the belief that there are people in the 120, majority of them, I dare say, who were ready to vote for him. He wasn't on the ballot, of course. The same people who had told him that they were going to vote for him to make him GFA president, they went to the Congress without their candidate. And there was a chance for them to make a decision and reject Ket E.S. Okreku and say, we don't want you. Instead, we want our candidate. Only 2 people. 2 voted no for Ket. In fact, there could have been 20 no's and Ket would still have been president. There could have been 50 no's and Ket would still have been president by a simple majority.
Yep.
Only 2 people voted no for Ket. So then my question is, were the people lying to George? Or did he have an inflated sense of the support? And how would he be feeling now, knowing how much endorsement Ket has received? That's one question. The other question is, does it mean that the rest of us are just blowing hot air and the football people actually, absolutely are enamored by the achievements of Ket? Because the numbers don't lie. That was landslide.
Well, so the second question, the answer is yes in the first phase of the question, and maybe not in the second phase. The first phase of the question being that are those of us on the outside, just on the outside, and those in there, over 1 million backing Ket. Those of us on the outside, like I've always said it. Football uses your emotions and your affection for it to thrive. But truly, you are not important when it comes to decision making. So that one, everybody listening, just know it. It is a fact. I know Ket Okreku will sit here and say that what Sitsofe is saying is a lie. With the GFA school members, Achi, Dr. Randy Abe, all the team owners, they will tell you that, what Sitsofe says is a lie. But take it from me. You are not important when it comes to making football decisions. That is not only the GFA, at CAF, at FIFA, at the Brazilian FA, at Morocco. Like you, the fan, who is not a football politician, you are not important when it comes to making decisions in football. That one is a fact. But when they have their mic, they will tell you what I'm saying is not true. The second part is, you see, when you are in that football political ecosystem, you need to be tactful and intelligent.
Yeah.
The fact that there's no Georgia Free on that ballot paper means that you have to be reasonable enough to know how you play your politics, whether you like Ket or you don't like him. If there was Georgia Free, the behavior could have been different because you can back him with a group of people knowing that it be do or die. We go with him and we fail, or we go with Ket and he stays, so we go with him and we succeed and we know what we get. But when Georgia Free is not there and there's only Ket on the ballot paper, whom you've been with in the last 4-5 years, you don't want to be the one or the group of people putting the nose there when really there isn't an option. So it's either Ket It's either George or
Mind
Kurt.
you, though, it was a secret ballot.
Oh, it's not secret like that, Boga.
Boga,
thank
it's
you.
a secret.
Well, secret in language.
Let's Sitsofe finish his point. I'm just saying that it's a
not-
secret ballot.
it-
So if I vote, do you know the two who voted no? Nobody will know.
Who told you no? I will know.
No, I'm just asking you, Muftawu. Who were the two people who voted no?
No, if I were at Congress, I would have known. No, but I'm telling you,
Is it magic or what?
it's not magic. The 2019 elections, how was I able to tell the votes of the people? Because I knew those who were going to vote.
The ballot paper, no.
So
The ballot paper, no. The ballot paper, no.
Yes.
Have you seen the ballot paper?
Yes.
If I'm giving you a ballot paper to go and vote, and
They
I
fold it.
and I've just put in a green pen on somewhere to know that is Fentuo's paper. You really know.
So you will use. Hold on. So you will use.
If I'm the electoral commissioner,
Will you use 100? Okay. Will you use 120 different colors?
I can use different signs on the papers. You will know.
That's
Are you suggesting that's what happened?
I'm not saying that's what happened. No, I'm saying that if I'm the electoral commissioner, I'm the supervisor of the election, and only 120 people, I want to know where every vote went, and I can't tell it. I'm not serious.
So you're saying that
I'm not interested.
Fair enough. You don't believe in the secrecy of the ballot.
I honestly don't believe it. I don't
No,
believe
no,
I don't
that's
believe
fair.
the FA.
That's fine.
I don't believe the football people.
That is fine.
That's how
That is
football is
fine.
this way.
So just make.
So what I'm saying,
finish your point.
Yes, what I'm saying is, for those who have voted for Ket, it doesn't necessarily mean that all the 117 people were with him.
Yeah.
You have to be politically sensible, because the person you are backing only be punished. What is the point of the person is not there? So it is either you go with the flow, because they've also seen that there are rumors that if you're not part of the group, your team might as well be relegated. Your team, you won't get some favors. It's these things that they are. The football people have been the ones who have been saying. I'm not the one saying, they have been saying it. You call them. Alaji Gusa will tell you that his team is relegated. He pays some money, and they asked him to. He asked them to bring the money back. He got the money back. They relegated his team. I didn't say it too. Yeah. He said it. He was part of the Black Stars management committee. He himself said it. Nobody's investigating anything on that matter. So for me, the overwhelming numbers that doesn't confirm. You see, then that is why people are saying that this administration knew why George shouldn't have been on that paper.
And Seidu is backing your point. He says, Fent, it is Seidu Adamu. He says it's easy to know who voted no or yes by the serial numbers on the ballot paper.
It's a non-starter.
It's a non-starter. The thing is that
is a non-starter.
The members within the.
So you are saying that there was perhaps also an element of. So people were, by Sitso's point, people were also afraid of intimidation and victimization.
I say, you see, the point is this. Sitso has laid down every single thing you need to know about the politics.
Yeah.
Again, the second thing is this. When you are sent to the Congress grounds, they know who you are going to vote for.
Yeah, of course.
If I send Fentuo, go and vote. We know in 2019 when they were taking votes away from people, we knew where they were letting them to go and vote, and they said they were not going to vote, and they took them off and said you won't vote.
You mean they removed them as delegates?
Delegates.
So if me, club owner, if I say Muftawu, go and vote for Dani, and you, I know that I can't trust you.
I'll take you out.
Then I'll send Karim
to go and vote.
Lazarus, and the human beings with you. I can trust you. I can send you. You go and do anything.
Yeah.
You can never be too sure.
No, Danny, this is it. It's a small family.
Yeah.
A family of 124 people that decide who should govern Ghana football. They know each other so well to the extent that if I come and I don't vote for, trust me, by now Ket knows the two people who do the
It's a non-starter.
And in fact, when they went for the 2019 elections, all the people who didn't vote for Ket in the first round, they know all of them.
Imagine.
It is a simple thing.
It's simple.
It's a simple family. So the politics, like Sitso was saying, you don't want to be the one who is seen as the man who is against the GFA president. And
so
in fact,
that's the point, though. It means that people it's an environment where people are not confident to stand on their own.
Everybody's true.
So that is not a healthy environment.
See,
everywhere. This is politics.
Thank you. On this very phone.
Wait, do they victimize all the millions of people who vote against
It's
FPP?
not about victimization.
No.
If if food comes, if money comes, and I'm going to share, why would I give it to my enemy first?
It's not even the enemy thing, but I just want to say something. Thank you.
Okay.
Just a quick one.
Yeah.
And this one, Ket told me personally
No problem.
about people who are not relevant in football. He told me personally
Who are those?
that you, the people you think they are not relevant in Ghana football. So if you go and you do something that is not in his favor, you're not relevant in football. He knows what he can do to you.
Fair enough.
He has the power to determine where the resources of Ghana football.
So they are going to USA. Some people have visas. You don't
you don't get a visa.
Fair enough. They said they are organizing the celebratory party there. So now a second term. Let's just say all things being equal. Of course, there are other issues that could come and terminate the process or whatever. But let's just say all things being equal, Ket has a second term. What should be his preoccupation for the next 4 years?
Over to you.
Daniel.
Charlie.
I mean, surely national team performances would be
For me,
Daniel, let me
for
give
me,
you
he has
football.
to.
Let me give
the,
you something.
The DNA
Not
thing
grassroots.
he has brought.
Yeah.
The DNA thing he has brought from the grassroots level, he has to fix it. In fact, their implementation, the last Congress, what they discussed, the fact that they are going to maintain codes, but then they still want to do DNA, it won't work. So they need to go back and then try and implement the DNA thing using the proper structures, because that is the legacy that will outlive him. If he's able to do it and do it properly, he will outlive him.
Very well. Sicho, thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, I have a Bible verse.
I'm listening.
I have a Bible verse. Sicho, please open to Matthew 27, verse 24.
You have 30 seconds.
Thank you.
You have 30 seconds.
Just a quick one. He says, when Pilate saw that he was getting nowhere, but instead an uproar was starting, he took water and washed his hands in front of the crowd. This one is to Manchester United fans. Now we are fighting each other.
Yes.
So I've taken water and I've washed my hands
Of
off.
the team.
So you're no longer Man United
It was
fan.
not a Man
No,
not
on
a
the
Man United,
issues.
on the issues.
Yes.
I've said what I've said.
DK.
Yeah.
What can what there?
No,
What bread? Thank you.
Your opinion doesn't matter.
All right. Big shouts to my good friend Christopher Nim. He said, Onana, when Onana comes, he said, Onamna, Ochiche, Ochiche, Ochiche. You know what he's teaching now? Goals. All right, thank you very much, all of you, for tuning in. And this has been another episode of Game Plan on 99.7 Joy FM and Hits 103.9. The show will be available as a podcast on all podcast platforms and on YouTube as well, on the Joy News YouTube channel. My name is Fentuo, Tahiru Fentuo, Sitsofe, Philip, Atsirim, Daniel Koranteng, Muftawu, Nabila, Abdullahi, Nathaniel Atto were part of the show. Karim, Adamu,
Karim.
Sweet Karim on social media, alongside Lawrence Selo, Jojo, of course, also helping in the background. My name is Fentuo, Tahiru Fentuo. Thank you so much to all of our sponsors and to all of you, our listeners, the real VIPs. We are back again next Friday. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.